Hi everyone, this is Lotware. For those who know me, thank you once again for watching. For those who don't, my name or my online name is Lotware, and I welcome you. Today's episode is one of my special episodes to showcase this flow of damage that's I'm to no credit of my own, but to everyone else who have tested this before me in the Wolcen community, as well as my friends Squidstorm, OldBones, Mortal, Redrum, everyone else have put in some input into this. Some of them also have been quote unquote assigned to work on the caster builds, and some of them are working on the lightning version, and some of them have just been trying to stay away from the battle mage from other pioneers of this caster. I, on the other hand, prefer to focus on force shield regeneration. And here, as you can see, I have a decent amount of force shield regeneration. I will now show you the stats. I focused on agility because I actually played the ranged spec. And yes, my main is the pistol ranger. So I am so used to having agility, and the gear that I found that I hoarded focuses with agility, so I decided to focus on agility. This is definitely not a damage build at all until you get better gear. And in this build, you don't actually need high damage adding gear. All you need is gear that focuses on force shield regeneration, as I have previously mentioned. My force shield, 634, with a regeneration rate of 69.7% per second at 1.4 seconds. Now, how do you get it down to 1.4 seconds? Well, there is a node in the tree, in the skill tree, that reduces the delay of force shield regeneration. I will now show you the gear that I have for this build. Force shield regeneration there with a socket adding the gems, the barrel gems. I do not have socket in my chest piece, but this is one of the legendaries that I found with +2 willpower regeneration. And in this build, not only will I be focusing on force shield regeneration, but I will also be focusing on how the willpower and rage transfers between one another and how you generate willpower also. This is another legendary that I got with only one socket, but it also has the willpower regeneration and the force shield regeneration rate. As for the rare items, I have force shield regeneration and agility that I just mentioned since I was playing a range spec with the focus of agility. On this pair, I still have not found a second set of shoulders just like the one I showed you earlier on the left side, but this works out just fine. This is 62% force shield regeneration, and I kept it because it has high force shield regeneration rate stat line. On this side, just like my left shoulder, it makes sense to have force shield and agility. Boots, force shield and agility. And there we go. I focused on agility. Let's take a look at the skill tree. This is my skill tree. And I would like to say that I went for Scholar Purifier's Will, which is what reduced my time from 2 seconds to 1.4 seconds delay for the force shield to regenerate. I also went for additional projectiles. Since I'm not art hitting focus, I am going to apply mass consistent flow of damage to build that damage up. And so I'm using additional projectiles, just like the Wolcen community has already discovered. This is nothing new. Since I'm playing from afar, then this is what you should get to increase the damage that I hardly have any. This is important. It helps with the transference between rage and willpower. This is helpful because we are using staves. And since we're using staves, we want it to help us to regenerate willpower quickly. So we take the Dominator node, or the 20 willpower on hit, and knowing that we will always be casting in between each cast, like that. And you want to do that in a certain flow so that you will consistently be able to push out damage. As for the runes for these two skills, Consuming Ambers and Arctic Sphere, Consuming Ambers I chose projectile. And since I'm doing a flow of damage, I want it to pierce. So all the fireballs will be piercing or going through the enemies or in the direction that I'm attacking. Arctic Spear. Reduce cost because I'm going to want to keep the consistent damage going, so I want it to spend less. And since my average damage is very low, I want it to increase as much damage as possible whenever possible. So I chose to use the Crystal Javelin rune. And with that, I'm going to show you a short gameplay, and that will be that. There we go. So even though my average damage is very low, I can still do a floor 7, which is level 27 monsters. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I apologize for my poor phrasing. I'm doing this on the fly, and thank you for watching. We're out. See you guys next time.